Noah lived in a time when the world was filled with corruption and violence. People had turned away from God, indulging in wickedness without restraint. But Noah was different. He was a righteous man, blameless among his generation, and he walked faithfully with God. One day, God spoke to Noah, warning him of the coming destruction. The earth had become too corrupt, and he would cleanse it with a great flood. But God had a plan to save Noah and his family. He commanded him to build an ark, a massive wooden vessel that would preserve life. With unwavering faith, Noah obeyed. He gathered his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and together they set to work. Day after day, plank by plank, they built the ark exactly as God instructed. But as they worked, the people mocked them. They laughed at the idea of a flood, ridiculing Noah's warnings and calling him a fool. Yet Noah remained steadfast. He continued building, trusting in the word of the Lord. And when the ark was complete, God commanded him to bring in the animals, 2 of every kind, male and female. From the forests, the fields, and the skies, the animals came, just as God had ordained. Lions and lambs, birds and beasts, all walked into the ark in pairs. Then God told Noah to enter the ark with his wife, his sons, and their wives. As they stepped inside, the door was shut, sealed by the hand of God Himself. Outside, the people still scoffed until the first raindrop fell. The heavens opened, and water poured down like never before. The fountains of the deep burst forth, and the ground was swallowed by an unstoppable flood. Panic spread as people scrambled for safety, climbing onto rooftops, clinging to trees, crying out in terror. But it was too late. The flood waters rose higher and higher, covering even the tallest mountains. And just as God had said, every living thing outside the ark perished. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rain fell without ceasing. The ark floated on the vast waters, carrying Noah and his family safely above the destruction. Then, at last, the storm passed, and the rain stopped. The floodwaters remained for months, but slowly, they began to recede. Eventually, the ark came to rest on Mount Ararat. Eager to see if the land had dried, Noah sent out a raven, but it found nowhere to rest. Then he sent a dove, which returned with nothing. A week later, he sent it again, and this time, it came back carrying a fresh olive leaf. Noah knew the earth was being restored. When the time was right, God spoke to Noah again, telling him to leave the ark. Stepping onto dry land, Noah and his family bowed in worship. He built an altar and offered a sacrifice of thanksgiving. God was pleased, and He made a covenant with Noah, promising never to destroy the earth with a flood again. As a sign of this everlasting promise, He placed a rainbow in the sky, a reminder of His mercy and faithfulness. Noah had trusted God, and because of his obedience, he and his family were saved. And to this day, The rainbow remains a symbol of God's promise, a reminder that He is always faithful to those who walk with Him.